Meanwhile, Kitty Pryde is on Krakoa with the Quiet Council when a mysterious figure appears.
Get a message to Storm and get her back here.
By the Jean Sacristies of Hope herself, it's real. Krakoa, it's real.
Hi. Okay. Ooh, I don't know who you are, but I have to say I am loving this new look. Oh, the Sinister accessory is fire. Stupid joke. Who are you?
Well, I am Rasputin 4.
Are you like 6'5", 6'6"?
Look,
like,
I am sorry. You're
how
standing
tall?
very close to me. In 1,000 years in the future, people do not get
Sorry.
this intimate. And
I'm sorry.
Are you Kitty Pryde?
I am.
The big lesbian liar. Oh my goodness. It's
What?
so
The what?
wonderful. Oh, you're
What do
called
you
the
mean,
big
the lesbian liar?
Well, it seems that, in about 20 years from now, you marry Colossus. And
what?
you actually say you never had any lesbian feelings at all.
No,
and that
no,
you
I
just
would never do
love
that.
Colossus's dick. But yeah, you actually are ashamed to the LGBTQIA plus community in the future. I hate to break it to you.
Oh, shit.
Let's go bump uglies.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 259 of Comic Book Queer's Legacy. I am your host, Brett, and my eyes! It's Evil Jeff.
Oh,
hi,
it is
Evil.
me. Hi. Did your
How are
eyes?
you?
What are your eyes burning from the sight of me?
You are a sight for sore eyes, so they hurt.
Okay.
That was a scene from Sins of Sinister, Dominion, a pretty big issue in our lives, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's definitely kind of setting up the fall of X.
Yes, it is. But there's a lot to go. Excuse me. I've had a lot of wine. Is that going to be a book, Fall of X, or all these new titles, The Fall of X?
Girl, I think those new titles are part of the Fall of X, but I think there's also going to be Fall of X Alpha, Fall of X Omega.
They feel like prelude to the Fall of X. I'm like, okay, this thing is the slowest fall ever.
I know.
It's going to be like Jason Derulo going down the Met Gala steps. Oh, happy Met Gala, by the way.
What is it cat themed? Is that the theme?
No, it's Karl Lagerfeld.
Oh, because I just kept seeing people dressed up as cats, so they're doing.
But he had an iconic cat.
He held a cat. Jesus
he had a cat.
Christ.
Yeah. This white cat. Yeah. Stupid.
I find the Met Gala. I feel like the Met Gala has peaked.
I do too. I think it's just been getting more costumey and more campy.
But then when it was camp, the theme was camp a few years ago, and almost nobody was camp. It was very pathetic.
Yeah, exactly. So now, ironically, it's nothing but.
Yeah. But not camp. But camp, I wouldn't even sell it camp because camp is bad.
Good.
It's so bad it's good.
It's entertaining. It's like John Waters' fun.
It's just become boring.
It's just stupid.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. Yeah. And it feels like it's more than once a year, but it's still once a year, and I think that's a bad sign.
Yeah, I think it just feels it's like the Hellfire Gala, but not as interesting.
Right. Oh my God. Oh, that's when the Fall of X is going to happen, at the gala.
Oh, because some big old thing's going to happen.
Some big old thing's going to happen. Some big old thing.
But
a big old thing.
But is what we're talking about now technically a hot topic?
Let's cue the music just in case.
Okay, hit it. We got some hot topics. Yeah. I mean, it would be embarrassing to talk about hot topics without having the hot topic music.
I'm embarrassed.
Are there any other hot topics going on around right now?
There's a lot going on with the Fantastic Four movie, and particularly its casting.
But nothing is official yet.
Nothing is official, but there's a lot of rumors out there.
All right, we'll start laying down. I've heard about Mr. Adam Driver. Kylo Ren is going to be Mr. Fantastic.
So we're hearing that Adam Driver is the frontrunner to Reed Richards, where I'm like, wouldn't he make a better Doctor Doom? Maybe that's just the Kylo Ren talking.
I will say, but because he's very tall and like, I think he fits the Reed Richards.
You
vibe.
do?
I do.
I mean, he's a good actor.
He's a great actor. I think he'd also be a great Doctor Doom. But here's the thing: that's a little too going against type, going with type, going from Kylo Ren to Doctor Doom.
Yeah,
that's a little bit just like samesies. So it's good to do something a little bit different.
Yes, I've also. This is interesting. I've heard Johnny Storm could be Paul Mescal.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. No, and I've heard of that too.
That I would love.
Yes.
That I would love because I find him very, very attractive. Very, very attractive.
Here's the one thing about me is I am a very pasty ginger. He's a little too pale and pasty for me.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
He's a little too like... He just looks very... Is he British or Irish or Scottish?
He's Scottish, I believe.
Scottish, yeah. I'm Scottish. It's a little too samesies for me.
Oh, it's too close to home.
It's too close to home.
Me and my olive skin love him.
He's a great actor,
though. So we've also heard that Mila Kunis is going to play the Thing. And I just have to say to the internet, are you fucking kidding me?
Is that real?
People picked up this story, I guess we'll call it. People picked this up and were like reporting it. And then people online were like, oh, way to go, Marvel. Way to ruin Fantastic Four. I'm like, bitch, anyone here who's taking this seriously needs to go. You need to be taken off the internet. Like, maybe this is steeped in something real. Like, maybe she'll play Darla Darling. What was the one from FF who wore she was Miss Thing. She wore like the Thing armor.
But I Miss Thang, Thang.
Yeah. Give me a fucking break. Mila Kunis is not going to be Ben fucking Grimm.
No, also Mila Kunis, I feel she is very overrated. I do not think she is a good actress.
She is a terrible actress.
So I just don't want her in anything in the Marvel.
I don't want her in anything, let alone this. But
I will also throw out there, Ben Grimm is a very specific type of character.
Very specific.
And I think it would be very hard to retranslate that into a female character.
Exactly. Like I know you did. They had
unless
Sharon
it was
Ventura.
like maybe it was some gruff like lesbian or something.
Well, did you ever read when She-Thing was part of the team? It was Sharon Ventura who was like the second Ms. Marvel, and then she got horribly mutated.
Yeah.
And she was like the Thing with boobs.
But she wasn't just like, it's clobber time. Like, you know what I mean? It's like...
She was like, I'm ugly.
Yeah. I don't want that. I want it's clobber time.
I want it's clobbering time.
Also, and I will say, like, Michael Chiklis, that was as close as you were going to get to the comic book.
Yeah, Jamie Bell did not pass muster. I'm sorry. As attractive as he is.
That second... Fantastic Four reboot was not it.
It wasn't even Fantastic Four.
It was just it was not.
It felt nothing like the Fantastic Four. They
were like, were they based on real characters? Oh, I didn't realize. I just made up new ones.
I just gave them the same name.
Yeah.
And powers, kind of.
Has there a Sue Storm?
Yes, it broke today.
Okay, who? I don't know.
Somebody has been offered the role.
Oh, who?
The story is that somebody has been offered the role. She has not accepted yet.
Okay.
If she will.
Who?
She's a Barbie girl.
Margot Robbie?
Yes.
I don't mind that. I
don't mind that, but I will say my word for it is safe.
It's
very
safe. Also, I wanted her for Emma Frost, so
I wanted her for Emma Frost, but I actually think Margot Robbie was probably offered this role a long time ago. That's another rumor I've heard is like that this shit has been cast for a while.
Yeah.
And all the rumors are jokes on you. The decision was made months ago.
Well, I have a feeling it's going to be in July is when San Diego Comic-Con is or something. That's probably when they're going to.
Oh, yeah.
They'll probably do like there's going to be some walkout thing of where they're going to come out for it.
Oh, by the way, I have a work conflict for New York Comic Con, and I want to, as you say, join Al Qaeda. I can't go.
Do you have to be out of town? Are you going to be out of town?
Job. I'm going to have to be in San Francisco.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the opposite of New York, like the worst place on earth.
San Francisco, the place that used to be the haven for gays, and now it's just overpriced tech douches.
Oof, it's so bad there.
Yeah.
Sorry if you are listening from San Francisco. I'm sure you're a great person. I'm sorry about the city you live in.
Is there any other hot topics?
No, except that Sins of Sinister Dominion dropped.
Well, why don't we talk about that? Hit that X-Men music, baby.
I was reading X-Men comics in a cocktail bar. That much is true. Yeah.
That much is
all right.
true.
What the fuck?
Bun. X-Men Dominion. It looks like we're back on Krakoa. That whole entire world has finally been reset, and we're back to square one.
Back to square one with some ramifications.
So we
love ramifications. We do open. We start in the future.
Yes. Well, we saw previously Mother Righteous was going to do this heart spell and basically put her memories into the Moira clone, so she would be the one that remembered everything when it got reset.
Right.
However, she ends up getting killed by Nightcrawler, Wolverine, Chimera, and then in walks Moira and shoots Banshee in the head and is like, "Remember me, bitch." And we basically cut back to like how Sinister, Gay Sinister, and Moira were on their way there and what was going on. And Moira, what am I missing here? I'm trying to like.
It's just a lot of kind of nonsense fighting. They're able to basically kill everybody.
Oh, yes, that's right. He is
all of Sinister's creations.
Sinister has a failsafe that can absorb every single mutant.
And so by doing so, he achieves dominion. He achieves that dominion. Super dense knowledge. And then when he goes to ascend to dominion, someone already did it. And since dominion exists outside of time, somebody could have done it at any point.
All right. So I feel like, should we save towards the end, or since we talked about it, should we do it now? Theories. Let's do theories. Who is the Dominion? Who do you think is the Dominion?
I actually don't think it's any of the Sinisters.
Do you think it's like an OG? Moira. Oh, you think it's Moira. But I felt like she said, "I am one of you," but it's not you.
Oh, interesting.
I was thinking that it was like, it is a Sinister, but it's not you.
I wonder if it's the original Nathaniel Essex. Like, you know what I mean?
That would be okay. So I have two theories. My one theory is that it's when Nathaniel and Essex made those 4 clones, there was still a clone of him. Or did he die off?
I don't remember. He might have died off.
But I feel like there is I think there's a Nathaniel Essex with no thing on his head.
I agree.
And it could be him. I agree. Another theory.
Oh.
How long did it take to reach Dominion?
1,000 years.
1,000 years. Is there any other time where there was 1,000 years for a Sinister to do that we don't know about those Sinisters?
Powers of 10?
Moira's 6th life.
Oh, shit.
In Moira's 6th life, it went 1,000 years. We never even really saw what Sinister was doing then.
Yeah, and that was Powers of 10.
Exactly. So Sinister could have been planning all of that while all that was going on.
Interesting.
Or it could just be boring and it's like Orbis Stellaris.
Yeah, it was like Orbis Stellaris did it, which would suck.
Which would be boring.
There's so much focus on Mother Righteous. I have to think Mother Righteous is a contender.
I think they want you to think that it's really Mother Righteous, but I don't think it is. I think that's too easy, that there's going to be a twist that it's not. But this really fucks Sinister up. He's kind of like, oh. But then when it goes back, he doesn't how does it work? So when he goes back, does he remember? He doesn't remember everything, right? And he's uploading it. So he's like trying to upload it. And he's like, oh crap, this like went on for a long time.
It's actually Mother Righteous who winds up getting the knowledge of all of that time.
Yeah.
Which I have to say, it was beautifully rendered. The way that manifested, the way that Mother Righteous in today's world received 1,000 years of future knowledge was she was in her library,
in her
and
Beauty
all
and the
of a
Beast
sudden
library.
another huge wing appeared with thousand years of knowledge in it. I just thought that was very cool.
Yeah. It was and it turns out the thing when he was like loading it up, it turns out Mother Righteous was there. Moira is wait, I'm trying to like...
Mother Righteous essentially sent Rasputin back.
She implanted it so that she would be the one that would come back. Yeah.
She was the one it was Mother Righteous who was like, you and I can help each other out, dear.
Yes.
It wasn't Emma. It was Mother Righteous.
But she did give him the ability to see that he did not make Dominion and it was someone else. Right. And so he's kind of like, well, what's the point? I lost. Who gives a shit?
All right, more theories. Like, what is your out of left field? Like, it's the last thing you'd expect.
For what?
I have one.
Okay.
Who have created the Dominion?
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Krakoa.
Krakoa is the Dominion.
Krakoa itself achieved Dominion.
The only thing is I do find that the person who said it to him, Krakoa doesn't really talk though.
True.
I feel like the person who said it to him, it was like personal. They're like, it's not you, bitch. Ha ha ha.
Ha ha
like
ha.
It was something personal. Maybe it was Kitty.
That is true.
It's Kitty. No, I'm just kidding.
It's Kitty.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, what does it mean if you're Dominion and then you're outside of time and reality and the multiverse, apparently?
Oh, yeah.
So it's also then like, then what? What do you do? What do you do then? Do you just like hang out? Is that like heaven?
You're God.
But then you're God. But then what can you do anything? But then what?
And I think, wasn't that kind of like, that element was in Powers of 10. Like, didn't the man-machine hybrid people, weren't they like, wait, this sucks. We don't want this.
Yeah. Yeah.
The voice, I want to home in on the voice who was talking to Sinister when Sinister thought he was achieving Dominion and was blocked because it was already taken.
Yeah.
I am the being that is harvesting the power you stole. As whatever is yours is mine now. I am a being of infinite knowledge and perspective. I could tell you everything. Instead, I share a simple fact. Who am I? Not you. Like, there's sarcasm there.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess that technically means it might not be a Sinister.
I mean, the words "not you" really could apply.
Because I was thinking of the Sinisters, it's not you, but
it could just be not a Sinister, not the idea of Sinister.
I also love that it's not you, and then he just literally explodes.
Yeah,
the art is really great.
Art is great.
I don't know. I also am very interested in what Moira's role is going to play going forward with all of this.
That's why I have to think it's Moira because
Moira remembers
with her
everything.
And it ends with her. Yes.
So Moira remembers everything. And I guess it's just, I still am like, after you remembered everything, I guess she could be like, yeah, mutants are really awful now. But I am curious part of me is like, they were like, oh, we lived these 1,000 years and now we're going to reset it. She reset it. Does Moira, is there a point where she just wants to die and not reset it? Right?
Yeah, right. Wasn't that her?
So that's what I'm wondering
along?
Does that mean she's going to want, I guess that means she's going to want to stay a robot. But at the same time, she could just have, she could have two little guns that Forge made, and one can take her powers away and one can give her powers back.
Sure.
And I would basically be like, hey, when I'm not where I need to be, I'm going to have my powers. And then when I'm like, okay, I did what I need to do, I'm going to take my powers away and now we can all fucking die. I'm going to fucking jump out of building.
Yeah. What happened to... So Moira in the future, kind of like she kills Mother Righteous.
But she takes over the spell.
Absorbing her. She takes over the spell.
And so
Mother Righteous still gets her knowledge for some reason, which I think is so weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Moira kind of played into Mother Righteous's hands a little bit. Like by absorbing her into the heart, you actually achieved what the heart was for.
But that's the weird thing is also, if you think about it, Dr. Stasis is part of Orcus, who's technically Dr. Stasis is the one closest to Moira, but he was taken off of the chessboard way early in this last timeline. So I'm curious if Moira is going to bail on Orcus and just go straight to Mother Righteous. And what's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen at the Hellfire Gala? Oh, before we go into that, we need to talk about at the end when Sinister comes back and Kitty and them are like, "Oh, it's Sinister. We're going to fucking put you in the pit, bitch." But then when Rasputin comes back, they are told that, oh, by the way, everyone that was resurrected is compromised. So Emma and Hope and Professor X and what's his nuts, Exodus are all compromised. So they put themselves in the pit too. What?
Which is... It's so wild that Mother Righteous shows up to Krakoa and the Quiet Council just listens to every word she says.
Yes.
Because she has answers. And they're all like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, you seem cool. I'm like, this crazy bitch has no shoes. She's got a giant mask on her face. She's got these weird lamps that are hovering out of her cape, which is gorgeous, by the way. Have you seen the lining? Mm-hmm. And they're just like, oh, she's normal.
But I think, was that a spell on them? Or I do find that they just believed everything she said way too quick.
Way too quick. I don't think it was it a spell or was it just convenient plotting?
Yeah, it's like, it's either bad writing or... she did something. I will say when she walks in and they first see her, they all look mesmerized. Kinda. Which could just be like, oh, wow, nice tits. But it could also be, oh, I'm under spell. I don't know.
I think they were like, wow, her cleave is even Emma. Look at the way Emma's looking at her. Emma's like, Jesus, this bitch is cleavage. Yeah. And I'm Emma Frost.
Yeah, so then the thing that's crazy that I don't understand is when Sinister said was it just that moment going forward that Sinister put himself in the resurrection? So it is only those four? For some reason, I originally thought he had done it from the very beginning.
Say it again. What do you mean?
How the Sinister put himself in the resurrection protocol, and that's how he was able to make everyone get those diamonds on their head.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Put his DNA.
The way I kind of read it is because it looked like everyone got taken over pretty fast. And I was like, all those people had died before that. Did he kill everyone again and have them? It seemed like anyone that was resurrected suddenly were able to have the diamond show up.
Oh, I don't believe Mother Righteous, by the way.
That's what I mean. I don't think it was just those four that would have been compromised. So I do think she's just sending them down there to get rid of them so she can fuck up the Hellfire Gala.
I agree.
Also, if Hope is gone, how did they resurrect without Hope? How did they resurrect Hope? What did they use?
Sync.
But did Sync just remember Hope's power?
Yeah, that was what he did the first time.
But he didn't. Was it because her dead body was there and he could remember it? Or is he just like, no, I just always remember it?
He always remembers. That's his thing now.
And so even if they die, he still has a link to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So interesting. I'm very curious. And then I do think Aurora, Storm.
This is it's her. She's the one that made me raise an eyebrow. I'm like, Storm immediately started trusting this woman.
Thank you, Mother Righteous, as they're being hauled off into the pit. What? And it's also, you're being hauled off into the pit without being like, well, who are our new leaders going to be? We need to fight. Xavier's the one who's in charge of Cerebro. And if it wasn't him, then it was Emma. Can we bring Jean? It better be fucking Jean Grey. Jean Grey better be the one doing that then.
By the way, we have gotten through Sins of Sinister with no appearance by Jean Grey. And I think at some point he drops a line that's like, I killed a redhead a long time ago. And I was like, was that supposed to be Jean? Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Jean Grey was left completely out of this book.
And so was Cyclops. And Cyclops.
But at least, didn't they show Cyclops taken over by Sinister at some point?
They did, but then he was like, there.
You never even saw Jean.
Yeah, no. Jean was just out. I think maybe he just had to get rid of her immediately. But I don't know.
I just think she complicates the story, and they were like, just ignore her.
Interesting.
And also, like, how long is Emma Frost going to be down in that pit? Because I need her in my books.
They're not going to be in that pit very long.
Very long. In fact, I think I saw a preview where they were like, whoa, that was a weird 4 hours in that pit. Okay, and they were still above ground. But like handcuffed.
No, because the thing is, unless they're going to drag this out, I think when they realize they've been lied to by Mother Righteous, they're going to be like, oh, we should probably pull those people out of the pit.
Oh, my God.
And then, of course, because I think that's also because we're going to have a realization when they're down in the fucking pit, they're going to realize that Sabretooth and everyone else is not there.
Right. Wouldn't it be funny if Fenris in Bishop War College succeeded and they dug their drill into the pit and it's Xavier and Emma and Hope? And they're like, uh-oh.
Oh, that would be funny.
All right. Well, Sins of Sinister, I will say this. It did not give me the conclusion I was looking for. It continued. Like, it was clear that this was very much the prelude to the prelude of Fall of X.
Yeah, but I just don't want Fall of X to be like, and then Fall of X leads into. I'm like, no. Can we just have a new status quo, please? I'm just really afraid Fall of X. This is I might have to stop reading X-Men. I don't know what I'm going to do if this is worst case scenario. They're like, uh-oh, it looks like all the mutants have been decimated again. We're only down to 200. But look, the only thing left is Xavier's mansion. Guess we should move back to Xavier's mansion. If that shit happens, I am joining. I will also be joining Al Qaeda.
But what if they're like, okay, guess we better move into the mansion and only have an 8-person X-Men team, but it's Emma Frost leading and Dazzler is her second in command. And they kill Jubilee and Armor and sorry, Jubilee and Armor. Those are great characters.
All right.
But
well,
you know
maybe
like,
I'd be a little into that. But we shall see. We shall see.
We shall see.
It's going back
honestly,
to.
This is what I did not want to say at the end of Sins of Sinister Dominion. We shall see.
Yes,
I did not want to say
I know, that. Right? But we're going to find out more. Immortal X-Men is back. X-Men Red is back.
And Immortal X-Men has got Storm on the cover. I need a reveal that this bitch is like, oh, I don't trust this Mother Righteous at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should put down our comic books. We're grown men.
And grab our tissues and lube.
Yes, and in one hand, and the remote control in the other.
I'm talking about. I think I forced you to read something we're going to talk about.
Oh, I forgot. Yes, let's grab the tissues and lube.
Wait, what did you think I was saying we were jerking off to? Titans? No, I guess so. Yeah, that's true. But no, as you know, I am obsessed with BL comics and shows. I love the gay shows and no one does it better than BL comics. And I forced Brett to watch a BL. Let's hit the music.
I made Brett watch a BL. I made Brett watch a BL. I made Brett watch a BL. A BL is a boys' love series. And by boys, they mean men, so don't think anything gross, Jesus.
Yes, I forced
Well, you forced me to read a BL.
I forced you to read a BL. This is a manhwa, which is the Korean manga. It's a Korean and that's the thing that's interesting is the reason Korean porno like manhwas are so huge is that live porn is illegal in Korea. And so the only porn that can legally be distributed is drawn. And so that's why it's just very immensely popular there. Isn't that interesting?
That is very interesting. And it explains where this book goes a great deal.
I recommended a book called BJ Alex. Now you would think
BJ isn't what BJ stands for.
Yeah, BJ
is not blowjob.
Is not blowjob. It is a broadcast jockey, like a DJ,
which is very common in Korea. Right, yeah. Those are cam boys.
Yeah, so Korea. He's a cam boy. Cam boys, they still can't technically show their dick, but they're pretty much like, doing the deed, right, on camera. Anyway, BJ Alex is about a college boy is obsessed with a cam boy named BJ Alex. He loves him. He got a part-time job just to save up money to tip this model. He's obsessed
so he can pay
him.
for his OnlyFans, essentially.
Yes, basically. One thing about this model, he has a very distinctive birthmark. And I always say this, if you're not showing your face and you have birthmark and a tattoo, you're basically showing your face.
Exactly.
And of course, when we go into his college life, we see that there's like the class president who's like a year older than him or something. And he's like Mr. Perfect, Mr. Nice, nice to everybody.
So nice.
And then one night out drinking, this poor kid, what's the kid's name?
I forget
their names. Oh, I should have brought up their names. But anyway, he gets too drunk. And this really
so the
nice
friendly class president
has to take him home. Do you want to keep on?
And then, of course, our hero barfs on class president's shirt while they're back at hero's dorm.
Yeah.
And so class president has to take his shirt off. And lo and behold, not only is he ripped beyond belief, but he's got a certain birthmark.
Oh, it's the class president is Jiwon and the boy is Chanwoo. But he has that birthmark. And so, of course, in his drunken stupor, he's like, oh, my God, you're BJ Alex. I love you. I follow you. I tip you. Yay.
And also, I'm a virgin.
Yeah. And that's where it changed. This nice, super sweet, porny cam boy and this nice and super sweet class president flips on a switch and basically grabs him by the throat and is like, I'll fucking kill you if you fucking say anything.
That's actually the first time that I got really turned on by this comic is when he grabbed him by the throat.
Me too.
Like,
yeah. I was like, you don't understand. A love-hate, the sex thing. I'm like, woo! Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then they try to have sex.
Yeah, basically he's like,
too virgin-y,
well,
too drunk.
He asks him for a hug. And then when he hugs him, he gets a boner. And then he's like, oh, well, I guess, I'm your biggest fan. You're my biggest fan. I guess I'll get you off. But then he realizes he's a virgin and he's like, oh, you're a virgin. It's gross. I can't do that.
They get into a fight. Things are weird. Things are awkward. He's like, I'm just going to leave. And then he's like, you know what, though? Actually, you're a virgin. You're in love with me. I'm just going to jerk you off.
Yeah. And is that as far as you got?
That's pretty much as far as I got.
Yeah.
He jerked him off and left.
Yeah. Well, I want you to keep reading a bit further because eventually, unfortunately, this cam boy, he has trouble performing during his cam shows because the only thing that can get him hard was that session that he had with Chanwoo.
Oh, my God.
So then he realizes he needs to make a deal with Chanwoo. A fuck buddy situation with but rule number 1, you can't fall in love.
No falling in love. What a perfect setup.
Oh, it's so fun.
So fun.
I'm telling you, though, I really wish, and that's the thing is when you get these stupid gay stories in America, they're all so boring. I'm just like, I feel like there's a million different interesting gay plots. I feel in America, every plot is like, I'm not out and I need to come out. Or it's like, I'm doing crystal meth and I have a drug problem. Yeah. Or it's like, I want to be able to adopt a baby and get married.
Or also it's like, I have a crush. Where like here it's like, oh God, I'm rock hard.
Exactly. Can we just and that's the closest thing to the real gay community. Right. That we need, where we're just a bunch of fucking horn dogs.
Like I'm on a work trip. So I walked to this restaurant bar that I love and I went and had dinner at the bar by myself. And I was like, I should go. And then wouldn't you know, some really cute boy sits like 3 stools down from me at the bar. Like, I mean, I looked over and I was like, holy fucking shit. Mm-hmm. Like really cute to not do it justice. Like he made me so fucking horny. And
was this a gay thing, gay place?
So I still don't know. No, it was not. It was not.
Was it in Andersonville?
No, it was in the Loop.
Oh, the Loop. Shit.
Yeah. And so I was like, wait, what? So he ordered a martini and I was like, martini? Wait a minute. I should stick around. Anyway, we got to talking. I have his number. That's fine. But I was so horny in that moment and it controlled my behavior.
Oh, I wasn't like, totally.
He's cute. I have a crush. Maybe one day I'll find No, I was like, I want to rub my leg on his knee that is poking out of his jeans so fucking bad right now. Yeah. That's all I want to do. That's all I want.
Yeah. And that's the thing is sometimes it's okay when 2 consensual adults want to be complete whores. That's the greatest thing in the world.
It really is. Yeah. And some NSA, just like, it's gay culture. All right. That's what we're talking about here. Gay culture.
Yeah. But this one, it definitely forms a dynamic of this guy. He pretends to be, and the BJ Alex, he pretends to be the nicest person. But as you see deep down, he's actually a miserable asshole.
He's a miserable asshole with a ripped body.
But as he starts fucking this kid, he starts realizing he doesn't have his guard up with this kid. And this kid is the only person that he can be himself around, which is, of course, an asshole.
Right.
And so then, So
then it leads to choking.
Yes. The sex is very, there's the side, like, I don't know if you got to where he has he has a gay friend that works at the coffee shop with him.
No.
That gay friend has he has his own romance plot with
there's always a gay B couple
with a dom daddy,
hell yeah,
daddy who's really fucking sexy and hot. Anyway. It's fun.
BJ Alex, you can find it online.
Read it. Find it online. Read it. Jerk off to it. Woohoo!
It doesn't mean blowjob, but it's got them.
Yo, hell yeah! And that's the funny thing, where technically you're not allowed to draw penises. So what they do is that they just
interesting.
They just leave the part of the penis. You see the full outline of it, but it's just white.
Yeah, it's more like negative space.
It's like negative space, but you're like, I know it's there. It's the same thing where how all Japanese porn is like they pixelate the dicks.
Yeah.
But it's like we literally can see him, like we know it's happening.
Sure.
I don't understand how pixelating a dick while someone is like blowing someone. I don't see how you're just like, oh, well, I felt like a pervert before, but now that that's pixelated, I'm still a good Christian boy.
It's like bleeping out like beep. Like what are you even doing?
Yeah. Well, I feel even with that though, maybe a young person would be like, I don't know what she really said because I don't know.
Freak.
Yeah, but yeah. That's like we have to censor on YouTube. But when we censor words for fuck, we just write F***CK. And that's allowed.
All you gotta do.
But FUCK is not allowed.
Looks like stupid? Fact to me.
You're just like, yeah, no one knows. Nobody knows what the word was.
Oh. Hate it. We need to focus on more hot boys, but maybe on a TV show.
Yeah, why don't we hit the music on what we've watched?
I always feel like I'm watching a comic movie or TV.
Titans. It is continuing. It is the episode taking place after Dude, Where's My Gar? Still very Gar focused, but really about integrating Gar with the rest of the team.
Yeah, and Gar is trapped in the mansion.
He's trapped in the Doom Patrol's mansion, but it's not the Doom Patrol's mansion. It's actually inside the Red.
Yeah.
And so my take from this episode was he was still in the Red because he had things to reconcile with his family.
Yeah.
And so he's like reconciling with his original family, the Doom Patrol. He meets, his best friend in so many other Titans properties, Cyborg. They've got that back and forth, that like bro-y camaraderie.
Starfire showed up.
Starfire showed up because she has something she needs to sort out as well, and Beast Boy helps her through it. What she needs to sort out is that she's talking a big game about being a warrior and wanting to kill and wanting to avenge and all that shit. And she's like, actually, what I'm motivated by is my love for my family, my love for the Titans.
Yeah.
She had to come to terms with that. That's who she is.
Yes. And meanwhile, Raven realized the only thing she can do to really help is if she can't help at all until she severs her tie with
Brother Blood.
Brother Blood.
Her physical tie, where if he cuts himself, she'll get cut. If he cuts her, he'll get cut. So she had to sever that tie. So Nightwing, I believe the implication is he went and visited Constantine.
Oh, is that who was? They kept on like winking, like wink, wink.
Like
this
my
is
British
who I met.
friend.
Oh,
it's
okay.
John Constantine.
Okay,
yeah.
I was like, who are they talking about? Oh, okay,
which makes me think. I really do think that they're going to bring Matt Ryan in for the end of Titans. Like, I think Matt Ryan as Constantine will show up.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Maybe.
What if it's Keanu Reeves?
Oh my God.
Can you imagine?
I would die. And so Nightwing, he has to basically cast a spell to make the connection between Raven and Brother Blood manifest as a physical being, and then Nightwing has to kill that physical being, which I have to say was a very drawn out segment.
They kept cutting back to it. I'm like, just kill him. And he's just like,
just kill him.
Because there was a thing where it's like the blade won't appear unless you truly believe in it. I'm like, do we
but
really
they just
think?
Cut of like,
but like he's gonna believe in it and he's gonna kill it.
He's gonna believe in it. But like they were like, okay, now Nightwing is looking around and Rachel's still kind of dying. Okay, now Nightwing, he checked behind a box. Okay, cut back to Gar. Okay, cut back to Nightwing. Yeah, he looked under a toilet seat. Kill him what is happening?
Just kill him already.
I can see someone like backstage looking at Nightwing going, stretch. Stretch it out.
Meanwhile,
we need to fill up time.
Brother Blood meets up with Superboy, and they decide to join up with like what's Lex Luthor's? What's his company's?
LexCorp.
LexCorp. So he's like, join up with LexCorp.
Which Superboy has taken over in lieu of a dead Lex Luthor.
And he's like, I'm going to make your video game because your mom doesn't actually love you.
I'm gonna help you by giving you what you want and treating you like a human being.
Yeah, and he's like, and Trigon, like she just wants Trigon. She doesn't care about you. So I care about you. He goes to Mother Mayhem and he's like, hey, can you like ask me what I want? And she's like, no, you're a piece of crap and I hate you. And
he's like, my new boyfriend asks me what I want all the time. Didn't you feel like Brother Blood was falling in love with Superboy?
Totally.
Yes.
I mean, who wouldn't?
He's so fucking hot.
But here's the thing this is what I did not understand is that Mother Mayhem is like spent years and years, and maybe she's just like fed up, but it's like you spent this many years trying to get him to release Trigon, and at the last moment you're gonna be like, fuck you, you're a piece of crap, I hate you, you're garbage, you're nothing, you're worthless.
I know. And then Brother Blood is like, well, I'm going to set you on fire and kill you.
Yeah, and then he kills you. And so then he sets her on fire and kills her. And I'm like, you literally could just been like, yeah, sure, babe, let's just do the Trigon thing and you can have whatever you want. That's how easy that would have been.
Make a little video game?
And sometimes there's those things where it's like that was written for plot and not actually what the character would have done that always drive me a little insane. So he burned her up, and then he's just like, oh my God, I killed my mom. And so then he's just like, what's the point? And so then he's like, creates this video game. They release it, but he puts his little magic voodoo into the video game.
So that it basically siphons the life force of every person who plays it.
Yes, and of course, Robin's what's Robin's boyfriend's name? Just generic,
I don't remember.
Generic white boy, gay
Star Labs boy. Yeah.
He plays the video
it
game
because he's a nerd.
He goes into a coma. Everybody starts dying. He starts getting Brother Blood starts getting super powerful, and that's where he's just like, oh, I'm just gonna like kill everybody. He started out like, I want to be good. Oh,
I want to shed this Brother Blood stuff. I want to
shed this, and then
he was like, JK.
And then he met he basically did the thing. They kind of forced him to do the ritual. And after he came out of the ritual, he still was kind of the same person. So I'm like, where was the jump of like, I don't want to do any harm? Where was the delta? And now I'm like, oh, I'm just going to kill everybody. I just was like, where did this come from?
I know. But then Robin, Tim Drake, says, oh, if only there was a back door into his system. Gar and Starfire, while they were trying to get out of the red, had to go through a big door labeled back door, which was foreshadowing for this moment. And they were like, no, do the back door. Just try it. He tries it. And then right coincidentally, when he's trying it, Superboy decides to drop the firewall.
And do you think it's homophobic that they made the K character try the back door?
Yes. Yes, he's like, can it douche first?
Yeah.
And they were like, what do you mean? We're straight. We don't get it.
Oh, and then here's the thing is you find out Superboy actually is just doing all of this so he can.
It's just his way of taking down Brother Blood. But
I will be like, how many people died letting that video game go forward?
But Superboy he was crestfallen. Like,
he did not realize that was going to happen.
Himself.
But he was texting. Who was he texting? Someone named Mercy. Who is Mercy? Am I just stupid?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if it was. You were like, oh, it's this person. So that's a mystery of who Mercy.
I think it's a mystery. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
like I said, I think they're going to bring in, like, they could be bringing in a number of additional DC characters for like a big Titan series finale.
Did they know it was the series finale when they filmed it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like, I think this is intentionally like the end of the series, like the planned end of or like, I don't know when it was planned, but this is the end. I do think they're going to bring Cyborg back for the last battle. You'll see like a bunch of, like, Mercy is going to wind up being, Jinx is going to come back to life somehow.
Yeah.
All this. The writing is not great in this denouement. Which is why I think, like, it was like, oh, okay, we need to start wrapping this series up meaningfully, And
I think they're just
give us a big mid-season finale so we can figure this out.
Yeah, and I think they're just skipping some character arcs that just leave questionable motivations of like, why are people acting like this?
Exactly, because they're writing for plot, not for character.
Exactly. So
they're getting to some sort of moment.
And can the moment just be that they all take their shirts off and start kissing?
And just the boys. I mean, honestly,
the girls can be there too.
Throw Anna Diop in there too.
But let's have the girls be with the girls and the guys be with the guys, like God intended.
Yes, exactly. Can we agree that Anna Diop is like the most beautiful woman?
Mm-hmm. Gorgeous.
Oh my God. So yeah, Titans, let's get to it. And that's exactly what they're doing. I was disappointed by the Doom Patrol stuff. Like, when they were like, oh, Cyborg, just shoot that roof. I was like, okay, what?
It was all a big, like, revelation that ended up leading to nothing. Because he's like, all right, well, I'm going to go. Bye.
Okay, well, I'm going to go. We're going to have no meaningful relationship.
Yeah, like nothing was resolved between any of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
listen, there's some really hot people on that show, so I will forgive anything. But Titans, like, let's get to it and wrap it up. You've been great, but we're limping toward the finish line.
But
limping.
Am I correct in thinking is our next episode going to be about Guardians of the Galaxy?
I'm seeing it this Thursday with my best friends who live in Chicago. I'm so happy I'm here for this work event.
Shit. Yeah. So guys, Guardians of the Galaxy is 1 week away, and so far it looks like it's getting some pretty good reviews.
Yeah, I'm very
fingers
excited.
crossed.
I just think there's no way James Gunn is going to fuck this one up. There's no way.
Unless it's his big fuck you to Marvel.
No.
Where he's like, ha ha ha.
Marvel.
Ha ha.
No, they put him on the map. No. I actually think this is what the Marvel Cinematic Universe needs right now. We need a reveal of like, just kidding everyone, the Fantastic Four is actually these 4 people and none of the people who you've been hearing about. Well, maybe Paul Mescal is Johnny Storm.
Oh my
Give me
God.
That.
Can they be, what if the end where they're going on a mission, they're like, oh, let's save that little spaceship that's like, oh, they just entering that gamma burst. And then they pull out the Fantastic Four. That's the one thing that I want is back in the day, back in the day, I'm talking literally like, just like 7 years ago, Marvel movies had interesting post-credit scenes where they were huge revelations.
Now it's just literally a scene from the next thing.
Yeah, but and not even and things that you've already seen like a million, like nothing exciting.
The Hercules thing was good.
Hercules was interesting. I also liked seeing Harry Styles as
that was good.
That was good, but still.
Oh my God!
They're
really
not,
quick,
but those are just like still B characters.
I watched "Don't Worry, Darling" on the plane ride here.
Did you
that
like
movie
it?
Is fucking garbage.
I have heard mixed things. There's some people being like, it's actually.
No,
I've heard
girl.
People that went in thinking that it was bad ended up being like, oh, it's kind of funny.
Girl, when I tell you it's garbage.
Yeah, it just seems like it just seems so obvious that it's like a Stepford Wives thing.
10 minutes in, I clocked it. 10 minutes in, out loud on the airplane, I went, "Oh, blah, 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 blah."
Yeah,
and it was correct.
Well, it's so crazy where it's so horrifying that Booksmart is such a good movie,
so good,
and Olivia Wilde makes the second movie, and you know about the what happened?
Oh yeah,
how she just stopped directing the movie and just started fucking Harry Styles and. Destroyed her marriage, fucked Harry Styles, stopped directing the movie, and Florence Pugh came in and finished the movie and now hates her.
Yep.
Come on, Florence Pugh.
Oh my God. So anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy, I am so fucking excited. I actually don't think we're gonna lose. I predict that Guardians of the Galaxy is going to end on a wonderful, joyous ending. Now that I'm saying this,
I think Rocket Raccoon is toast.
I think he's going to live, and I think Rocket Raccoon is going to be given like a fairy tale happily ever after ending. I think Drax is going to die.
Oh no.
But I think Rocket's going to be okay.
All right, well,
I think Rocket's going to raise Groot. And like be with that little otter lady who's voiced by Linda Cardellini, by the way.
Oh, fun!
All over Marvel.
Now, are any of those things true? Are any of those things going to happen? There's only 2 ways you can find out. 1, you actually watch the movie. 2, you can tune in next week and listen to us. Please listen to us.
More entertaining than a stupid James Gunn movie.
And we're going to talk about some other X-Men books, like some we didn't get to go over today, and the new ones that are coming out next week. And guess what? You need to read some fucking BJ Alex, because I hate to break it to you. If you read comics where there's gay sex in it, well, girl, literally,
literally,
that makes you queer. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.